Hello there. It's Rich with Rich Bound Photography, Sacramento, California. Real estate, interiors, wedding, sports photographer. Anyway, today we're back on real estate, and it's been about 5 months since I've done a Twilight tutorial, so I'm going to do that. Things we're going to include are some cloning, some masking, some sky replacement, some recovery, because this is also a tutorial on how to save your butt for when you miss the appropriate time to shoot a Twilight and your exposure is wrong. With my Sony a6000 and the camera remote app in my iPad, very often what I see on the screen of the iPad looks much brighter than what I get because I'm looking at the JPEG preview. Anyway, that's my problem. I'm not going to go into it now. But we've got this shot here, and I really like the shot. It's totally fine to deliver to my client, the few little issues. I also did a pull Twilight, which you can see here. It's from a different perspective, but here to here. Oops, sorry. Here to here, and there and there. Okay, but we're just going to deal with the tripod version because I'm going to mask in parts of this image and parts of this image. Now, as you will notice, this is severely underexposed, my fault, but this tutorial is I show you the things you do as a real estate photographer that sometimes we can recover this, which is actually the shot I used to make this. So let's get right into it. So I'm going to go here, and first thing I'm going to do is to add my full bump, which most of you know about. You can see it right here. It just pulls the shadows out and the highlights out, and this is what we got. Okay, I'm going to raise the exposure to I'm just going to raise it up one stop. Okay, there we go. So now, the other thing too is I want to explain. When you are a little late in your Twilight shot, you will find if you're shooting on auto white balance, there comes a time in the evening that all of a sudden your white balance goes from something that looks good to very blue. So anyway, what I want to do now is adjust my temperature slider, and I'm going to get it about here. Okay, so now I'm going to redo this. I'm going to show you also, you could easily do your eyedropper tool. Here you go. Bringing it back to here, and I'm going to use my eyedropper tool on something I know is white. This molding right here is white, and I get about the same thing. So I'm cool with this color temperature for now. The other thing I'm going to do is take out a little bit of blue in the sky because it helps with the sky replacement in PPA Sky Swap. And then I'm going to raise up the luminance, make it a little brighter, so I've got a clearly blown out sky. Okay, so I'm happy with this now. I'll do a lot of changes later. I'm not doing any kind of perspective changes. I'm also going to bring in this photo. Let me do a full bump on here. Come on, let's go. Computer's been acting a little slow lately. Most of you know that. And so I'll bring up the exposure here. Okay, let's bring this up just a little bit. Okay, and actually I like a lot of these windows in these darker exposure. Somewhere between this and that. Okay, so anyway, let's go and let's bring this into Photoshop. Now the reason I'm not going to bring, you know what? I'm going to bring both in and deal with the masking in first. Okay, so I've highlighted this image, which is my main image, and then this image, which I'm going to mask in a little bit of the darker exposure. I right-click and go Open as Layers in Photoshop, as I very often do, and you should all know about that by now. So listen, at Thanksgiving this week, looking forward to it. Hope you are getting your family coming down for you, and I'm really looking forward to it. And only have one more shoot this week, so I'm really looking forward to taking a little time off. It's been a very busy year. Okay, so let's go here, and I'm going to move my actions over here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go create a new add a layer mask, I'm going to hold down Option key on a Mac, Alt key on a PC, and I've got my, you know what, I'm going to put my flash, I'm in my flash frame, I'm too geared into that. I'm going to put my image that I want to mask in the windows on top, and then I've got the image it's going to mask into on the bottom. So I highlight the top one, and then I go add a new layer mask and Option, and there we go. So here now I'm going to zoom in so I can see what I'm doing. And the first thing I want to do is I want to take my, hold on a second. Oh, you know what? I am just dying here. I want to just move my, oh, help me here. This is not working out. There we go. Oh, guys. There's got to be an easier way. I've got to learn more about Photoshop. I'll tell you. I know all the advanced stuff. I don't know any of the basics. Anyway, okay, let's go here and let's go choose white here. I click X to change it, or you could just swap it here. But I click X and I've got white to paint in. I've got a nice soft brush here at about 60% hardness. I've got my paintbrush selected. I've got a flow of about 6%. Let's do that. Okay, so I'm just going to start masking in. Okay, I'm going to start masking in a little bit here. Okay, right down in here. Bring down the exposure here. Yeah. And I'm not going to spend as much time as I would as I did on the final image for me, because it's just, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take that out. I'm going to go X for black and erase it. Bring it back. That's something that I realized in the finished product I didn't like as much. And these lights are giving a weird X thing there. I could probably fix that. But one thing I want to do now is I just want to, actually I'm going to raise it up to about 10% flow. And I'm just going to go and make it white for painting. Let's go make these windows all down. Okay. Got them nice. Now what I'm going to do is go X and get rid of all that overflow I did. Good. Here we go. And I'm going to make it smaller for here. Okay. Basically, instead of selecting each one of these panels, I'm just going to do it freehand. I don't have any problem with that. There we go. Because we're trying to make it fast and easy. Okay. I'm just going to make sure I didn't put any here. Okay. Let's go back into paint. I'm going to bring this down. I like the exposure here a lot better. Just a nice big brush. Chill that out. This right here. Okay, now I'm going to go X and erase back that because I don't really want that much darker. And I'm just going to do one little click, two little clicks up here to bring it back. So I'm going to paint this in again, right here. Okay. Now click X. I'm just going to take a little bit of that out. There we go. Okay, so I got a little better exposure. I didn't get perfect exposure for these lights, so sue me, but it is what it is. Okay, now I'm going to go over to these windows. Oops. Okay, and I'm just going to make a smaller window, a smaller brush, and then I'm just going to mask that in. Okay, and this is the garage, so there's stuff there, but I'm certainly not going to worry about it or notice it. Bring it down a little bit there. Okay, a little bit there. And actually I'm going to do a little bit up in here. Okay, and up here, I'm just going to go a little bit here. Now I could mask each of these windows in really nicely, but I don't really need to. I'm going to exit and erase back here. Erase here. Okay. Now I'm painting back in. I just keep hitting X to go back and forth between painting and erasing it. There we go. Okay, one more. X again, paint. Okay. X again to erase, get that overflow. Okay. And again, I'm doing this quite sloppily. I'm going to go X here and paint it in again here. Nicer, yeah. Okay. I'm actually going to paint in this whole area. Good. Next thing I'm going to do here is paint out the friend's house, the next door neighbor's house, right here. Get it a little darker because I don't want to emphasize the neighbor's house. There we go. Okay. So let's look at our picture so far. Good. Looks good. Okay. Now I got a little bit of that overflow, not overflow, but one thing I can do here is I'll do it in a minute after I do all of my masking in. Now I'm going to do a little bit of masking on the front doorstep on this driveway, a little darker. There we go. A little bit up in here, a little bit on the street. Okay, good. Okay, I'm pretty happy with it now. This kind of bugs me in here, all these shadows, but I'll be honest, I'm not going to worry about it. You know what? Let's see what it would look like if we do kind of mask out. Let's get the darker exposure now. Let's paint it in. And let's just go here. I'm just freehanding with a mouse. Let's go. Nope, I don't like that. So I'm going to go Command Z and eliminate that. So I'm going to go back here to my final image and see what I did. Why does it look? Kind of looks about the same. Oops, let's go here. Hold on a second. Okay, let's see here. It's similar. But you know what? I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to keep it the way it is. Okay. So I'm going to do one more little touch. Huge brush. Just do a couple of clicks to bring down the overall exposure of the building. Big brush. You can see I've got it. And my flow is still set to 10%. Let's go here. Okay, and in the final image, I actually cloned these windows to make them look all identical. I'm just not going to do that for here. But I am going to do the window down here. So there are many ways to do this, and this is just what works for me, so I really don't need anybody commenting or sending this in. But what I'm going to do is clone in here. So one thing I want to do is now I'm going to flatten the image. Command E, I'm just going to put this together so I can now work on my cloning. Okay, let's go in here and take the magic wand tool over here, okay? So I'm just going to put it on here, one click, and I'm going to hold down my shift key, and I've got the whole thing right there selected. So now I'm going to go back into here with my clone tool, and I'm going to make this just bigger. It's just smaller than the overall. So I'm going to hold down the option. I'm going to click that as a clone. I'm going to put that over here. Let's see here. Whoops, too much. Okay, put this over here. Now this is just a down and dirty way of doing it. You can see it's a little different, but it will work fine. I could copy this and paste it in. Let's try both of them. Okay, first I'm just going to do this. Put it in here. Okay, and now I'm going to go up in here. I'm just clicking my clone tool. There we go. Okay, boom. That's pretty good. deselect. Okay, let's go, and you know what? It isn't quite perfect. So what I want to do here now is I'm going to just go into here and do my polygonal tool. I'm going to try this now. This is just, I'm just playing around. I haven't done this yet, so cut me some slack. Let's see, it's the same there. Let's just go right here and let's do the outside of this frame. You can see I've got a lot of chromatic aberrations. Okay, and I hope I didn't pronounce that incorrectly. Let's go in here. Let's go Command C for copy. Now let's go into Command V for paste. So I pasted it there, and let's go let's move it to transform. I'm moving it free transform. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to delete. I'm going to go backwards. Okay, I'm going to go backwards. Okay, so I'm going to just select with my polygonal tool here, 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 and here. I'm selecting it so I can copy it and move it. Okay, now you've got your marching ants. Now I'm going to go Command C, which is copy, and hold on a second. Command C, okay, and then I'm going to go Command T for transform, and I'm going to move it over here. Okay, and then I'm going to just put it over here. And I'm going to make it slightly larger so it'll come, I'm holding out my shift key so it will do it at the same aspect ratio. And I'm going to make the angle a little bit different. Oops, there we go. No, a little more. Okay, I'm going to go Command D for deselect. Oh, I'm going to go OK up here. I've got to OK it. I'm going to go deselect. And there we go. So I have now gone from no window to a window. And when you go out to here, it looks fine enough, especially for MLS. And I don't think anybody's going to give me a hard time. So the next thing I want to do is I want to fix this sidewalk. And it really only looks different because this is wet and this is not. So I'm not really fixing the sidewalk. So it's not really an ethical thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go Command E to flatten that. And I'm going to go into my polygonal tool again. And I'm just going to go on the grass from here to here. And select that. Okay, and I'm going to go into Image Adjustments, Exposure, and I'm just going to bring down the exposure there. Okay, and I'm going to change the gamma correction. So it looks a little better than there. Okay, so now let's click OK, and I'm going to now go down into here. Go into here, 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 and here. Polygonal tool. Go into Adjustments and Exposure. And again, bring that down just a little bit. There we go. And let's deal with the gamma correction. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to go OK and deselect that. And that looks much better. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clone this here. Take it from here and just clone. Actually, I'm going to bring this down into this curve right here. So I'm going to line it up. And I hope you all are following this. Okay. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to continue. I'm going to use my polygonal tool. I'm going to continue to adjust this right here. And I'm going to lose the, oops, deselect. I've got to redo that. I'm going to lose this shine, I think. I'm not really crazy about the shine. So I want to now clone this. So I'm going to go back in the clone tool. I'm going to just go right here. And I'm just going to keep it on. As you can see, I'm keeping this. See, as you can see here, I've got a little bit of a line there. So it's the curve right there. Just kind of like the concrete changes right there. I'm just going to put that right in here. It's going to go here. There we go. And I'm going to move it down again because I'm running out of room. Okay. And I'm going to do one more thing. Just going to fix this crack right here because there would be no crack right there. I'm just going to fix this right here. Okay. There we go. Now let's have a look at that. Oh, we're still good, but I'm going to fix it down here too. I'm just going to clone it out. There we go. Good. Little clone right here. Oops. Little clone right here. There we go. And I'm going to clone in here. Okay. And I don't think I've ever done a tutorial on cloning. I guess I figure everybody knows how to clone. So, but I don't want to spend too much of, shoot, I'm overflowing it there. I'm sure somebody's going to comment there's a much better way of doing it than me, than what I'm doing, but that's okay. I don't mind. People know that I'm just a guy doing this. I'm not an expert on Photoshop. Okay, there we go. And I could certainly do a much better job. Oh man, now I'm getting into trouble. Not doing it right. There we go. Okay. Let's just go up into here one little more. Clone right there. And right there. Okay. That's looking natural and nice. I'm fine with it. I'm fine leaving the stuff in the gutter. I don't mind. Adds a little realness to it. I am now going to take one more thing. I am going to go into opacity 50%, and I'm going to clone out this little vent here. But I'm only going to clone it out at 50% because I want it to still stay there. But I have to keep it there because it's really there. I just don't want it to stand out. I'm going to clone out that. And it looks good. Okay, so now we've done all of our patchwork in here in Photoshop. Now I changed the color here. You can see it on this final image. I made it a little darker. I have a little bit different windows and stuff, but I'm okay with this. This looks great. I'm fine. Again, it's for MLS, and though I spend a lot more time on Twilight shots, for real estate, I'm not going to spend, I probably fix this photo in about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, maybe. Anyway, so let's go here now and do our sky swap. So I'm going to do sky extraction. In my actions, I've got PPA Sky Swap. I'm going to run the action. Okay. Oh, shoot. Oh, I know what's the matter. Hold on a second. I'm going to flatten the image. Layers, flatten. Okay, now hopefully this will work. PPA Sky Swap kind of gets touchy sometimes. Okay, that fixed it. You got to just flatten the layers. Okay, my sky extraction has been done. You can't see anything. Apply overlay with options. Run the action. Okay, and I'm just going to go in here and go sky replacement. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to find the sky that I want. And I think I chose the one over here. Let's do this one. This is a sky I use all the time, so I don't need any comments on that. My agents love it, and it's actually the easiest sky I've ever dealt with. So I'm going to put this here. Now I want it to cover anything that's in the sky. I want to make sure it covers. And it's covering this building, but that's okay. Now I want to bring it down a little bit into here because that's going to flow over into these trees. That's a little of the quirks of PPA Sky Swap. So I want to select that. Okay. Then I want to go up into Extract Mask. Click Extract Mask. Now I'm going to go make sure this is black. So I'm just going to hit X. Oops, sorry. I'm going to hit, hold on a second, cancel. I'm going to hit X to make that black. I've got my paintbrush set at 100% flow. I'm on normal, and I'm going to go OK, and I'm just going to paint in. Now you can see that the sky mask, the mask is not really that good right now, so I've just selected Extract Mask. And I'm going to paint in black. Remember, paint in black. It's going to paint in the sky over the trees. There we go. Okay. So I will show you how to fix what we just saw. But basically, I'm going to go over the roof. Okay, let's see here. So I'm just going to run it on over the roof. It's flowing over. I'll tell you, this PPA Sky Swap is not perfect by any means, but in general, for a quick sky like this, it's not bad. And I don't mind that little change in color up there. If this was design photography for a builder, this would be unacceptable. But for me, for what we're doing here, I think it's great. And again, with sky replacements and Twilights, once you do your sky replacements, you don't have to worry about getting a good sky. Okay, this is why I've got to paint over this. Okay, and if you've got PPA Sky Swap and you're having problems like this, well, that's what you have to do. You have to click your Extract Mask and then paint in where you want it to be, because it's only so good. And I mean, granted, I might be doing it wrong, but I can't get a hold of the people at PPA Sky Swap. I'll tell them to their face they have no customer support, or at least they didn't used to. Okay. Actually, it looks okay right in there. Bringing it down into here. You can see I got a little chromatic aberration there, or a little purple fringing. Okay, so now, what I'm going to do now, okay, I'm going to go down here to the sky layer now. Click sky layer, and I'm going to, at 100%, just run it over where I don't want it. Make sure. Sometimes it goes into windows, especially if the windows are white or clear. And on this tree, I'm going to take it out. I'm just going to do this real loosely. Okay. Don't go into my sky. There we go. Okay, now I want to take it down to 3%. And I just want to run it over. A nice big soft brush. I am erasing a little bit, especially over the trees. And in here, there we go. I'm clicking little bits of 3% flow. And one more click there, and one more click there. Now, I like this actually better than the darker sky, and I can change that back in Lightroom. So anyway, I think we are done here. I'm pretty happy. So let's go in and click Command SW. That will bring it back into Lightroom. And also, when people bring things back into Lightroom, I want you to know that if it is not on all photographs and you're still on previous import, it'll go all the way to the back of your of the gallery. Okay? So you want to just make sure it's all photographs, and it will go where it's supposed to go. Okay, so where is this photo now? Okay, let's see here. This is it? I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, this is what we just did. So again, you can see I've still got this little manhole cover here, or a little whatever color it is, but it's not as prevalent. But you want to keep it in because of, I actually deleted it in my other picture, like here. But I don't want to teach anybody to do that because it is kind of unethical. Anyway, now what I want to do is a couple of things. The purple fringing, again, is bugging me. So I'm going to go bring it down in here, go down into lens correction, and bring that over right. And then bring the green over right. And then see it's gone now from there. Okay, so now I want to do a little bit of light painting. And this is my faux light painting. So I'm going to do local adjustment brush. And I'm going to pick up to about, let's do about a stop and a half of exposure. Let's go flow at 90%, a little bit of saturation, and a little bit of warmth. I think let's try 26. Okay, now let's just start doing. You can see my brush is kind of soft, making it about the right size here. And I'm just going to go click, 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 click. Okay, now I'm going to make this a little warmer, a little more saturation. Okay, so I'm going to go a little click down in here. I'm not brushing it in, I'm just putting it over here and clicking. Because this is all about being real subtle. And you know, I always say that if you're light painting, it's going to look better. But really for me, it's about speed and what works for me. Okay, I'm going to just go here and in here. I want to go a little bit in here, a little bit in here. Let's go here. It's going to just make this pop a little bit. You can see you're just literally painting. I don't want it to be everywhere. I just want a little bit there and there. You know, another thing too, now I'm going to play with it a little bit. Let's change the clarity. The clarity is going to look over in here. Okay, I'm bringing up the clarity. There we go. A little bit nicer. Let's go a little bit here and here. You know, I don't like that, so I want to erase it, so I'm just going to go, I hold down the Option key on a Mac. Anyway, I don't like it there. So, this is looking pretty nice. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit on the grass. Nope, I don't like that. That's too much in your face. So I'm going to do a new layer here, a new adjustment layer. So I'm going to bring down the exposure. I'm going to do a couple of nice big bam, bam. Just little bits of highlight. One more in here. One more here. There we go. And I'm going to do a new layer for these trees up here. I'm just going to go get my brush about the right size. There we go. Bring them in here, and you didn't really see much happening there. I'm going to now bring up the exposure. And I'm going to bring back the clarity up in this one too. There we go. And a little bit on the whites. Okay. A little bit more on the warmth. There we go. And a little bit on the green. Nope, the green makes it look too fake. So I'm going to bring the exposure down just a little bit on those two cypresses. There we go. Because I want it to be believable. I don't want it to look artificial. And some people may think that this looks too artificial. So you know what? I'm going to even go here. Now, if you hold your cursor over that spot, it'll show you where you did your work. So I'm just going to bring the exposure down just a little bit on this. Okay. And I want to find out, let's see, where did this brush go? Let's see here. There, okay, that's fine. Just a little lower. Okay, good. So now I'm going to do just a little bit of cropping I've got it's locked, so it's going to be in the same aspect. Get rid of right to there. And actually I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to lose a little bit of the driveway. I don't want to bring it up here because the aspect ratio is not appropriate for MLS, in my opinion. There we go. So let's see here. Now I want to do one other thing. I got to rotate this a little bit. There we go. Okay, I'm going to go down here. I'm going to do a little bit of sharpening, not too much. I'm going to do one more thing. I'm going to try this one little minor vignette one in Lightroom. There we go. Now the other thing too I'm going to do is I'm going back into my adjustments, my full basic adjustments. I'm going to bring up the white a little bit. See, it just gives a little bit of pop. There we go. And I'm going to bring down that saturation just a little bit. And you know what? No, I'm not going to bring it. I'm going to bring it down to 0 again. I'm going to try one other thing. The yellows are a little bit bright for me, and orange is a little bit bright. Okay, and I'm going to bring down the yellow and orange saturation just a touch. There we go. Okay. I'm happy with it. I think it's fine. You know what? I'm going to do a little more exposure bump here, in here. Let's try that. See where that goes. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm going to go up and move that exposure up just a little bit. What is going on here? Oh, there we go. Just too much. Let me try over here. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting anal now. This is crazy. Anyway. Okay, so let's see it now. There we go. And I'm fine with it. You know, I added a little bit of light here. I'm just taking artistic license. I think with Twilight shots, you have a little more leeway with colors and with things. This did not have any real lighting out here except back in here. So I am taking a little bit of liberties here, but I don't think it looks too fake. I think it looks fine. And there you go. So let's compare this to the one I delivered. This is the one I delivered. Let's go full. And let's see if we like the other one better. Actually, I think I like the new one better. Nah, it's in between the two. This is a little brighter. It's a little darker. So I'm very happy with it. Anyway, this is Rich Baum with Rich Baum Photography. Hoping you learned something. And again, this is not perfect by any means. And I don't want to claim that I am the God-all in anything I do. I'm just trying to show you some tools so you can go and learn and hopefully do a better job than I do and get yourself aspire to shoot higher, shoot better. And we're going to have some nice stuff coming up next year. Please check out all my other tutorials. You can also friend me on Facebook on my Rich Baum Real Estate Photography page. And please comment, and I will try and answer any comments I get. Have a great day. I will see you all later, and you all have a fantastic Thanksgiving. Bye.